Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from 2024 to 2025. I thought I'd tell you how I was in my tree stand out in the woods, hunting season, hoping to harvest a mature buck mule deer. And I was in a pretty good spot, generally, for hunting. And what happened was, the clearing I was in is about 350 yards long and about 100 yards wide, give or take, varying widths. It's not consistent. Surrounded by trees and bush and trails and blowdown and all kinds of, what you'd find in an area that was logged and left many years ago. Anyway, I felt like I was being watched. Not unusual. And so I was glassing the larger trees that were about 60, 70 yards south of my position, and I could see faces in the trees, and the more I looked, the more I saw. There had to be at least a dozen individuals watching me from those trees. Some of them have unusually big heads. I don't know how they hide themselves. If their heads are that big, their body's got to be proportionally bigger. And how they hide that many of themselves in the trees is just one of the many tricks they do. But these kind of experiences cause me to really think about the entire situation. And while it was going on, what I did was I sent my thoughts out to them, geez, guys, do you think you're really helping me trying to get a deer? Why don't you send out a nice buck for me, But I realized that they send, receive thoughts, mind speak, telepathy, whatever. And they also have telekinetic abilities. And I'll definitely be talking about more of that in the future. Things that have been observed by me and others. But them watching me like that in mass, like in a large group, well, in the past, I would have been pretty scared, and but I've learned over the years that they're just watching. That's what they do. And I really thought about it, and it reminded me of when I was a kid going to Stanley Park and watching the monkeys. They had like an outdoor kind of caged off area where they had one species of monkeys and all the people could line up around it. It had like concrete walls with steel bar fences around it. You could watch the monkeys. Yeah, usually they just sit around and not do too much, but sometimes they'd be really active and they'd be kind of entertaining to watch. And then they had these other glass cages with smaller species of monkeys in them, and yeah, sometimes they're pretty fun to watch, especially for a kid, right? And so it occurred to me that I'm the monkey, and I started to think, like, what better way to observe a species or race that how do you put it, is technologically behind you in many ways, that you outclass in so many ways. But what better way to present yourself if you're going to show yourself than as some kind of vagabond, primate-like entity, you know? And I don't believe that's the case at all anymore. I have good reason to believe this. These things outclass us in so many ways. They're incredibly intelligent. They speak multiple languages. They can do so in ways that most of us can't. But it's learned behavior. Anyways, it occurs to me that we're the monkeys at the monkey zoo, and this is why they observe us. They're studying us. You know, it's like somebody's ant farm. It's good analogy. There are reports that Sasquatch are working with the government, and that all classified technology that the government is developing comes directly from Sasquatch. This is very possible. Very possible. And in trade for doing so, the government allows them to study us, you know, as they will. Which they do. I think this is what's going on. That's my theory. Anyway, more in the future. All the best for 2025. And because I'm showing you my candy cane Christmas tree, I should tell you that I believe one of the reasons that Sasquatch does interfere with us in the ways that they do is to divert us from our primary purpose, which is to have a relationship with our Creator. It seems to me that that's one of the factors going on here. So, good to remember at Christmas what Christmas is. It has the word Christ in it. It's about the birth of Jesus, a loving Creator, Son of God upon earth, the living God, as they call him, and his birthday. It's about him and his gift to us, and this is why we gift to others. This is what he wants us to do. Not to think of ourselves, but to think of others. And not just at this time of the year. Anyway, at the risk of making this video too long, because I can easily segue into other stuff and just go on forever, I'm going to spare you all that. That'll be another video.